Hello Mzansi and welcome back to your fresh new updates. I hope you guys are good cause I'm well as well. On the road to 400 subscribers, I have some fresh new updates, and on our first update, Moja Love's child Manyonyoba show gets mixed reviews. Not over the premise, but the actual name of the show. And the show name sounds very weird. But anyway, Moja Love is one of the most popular channels on DSTV. This can be accredited to the fact that the channel got its popularity due to its own formatting, specifically through creating reality format shows which were popular amongst a large number of black working and middle class demographic. However, initially the biggest criticism was the fact that the most popular shows did not paint the black experience in a positive light. This would include shows like Babgeld Isencane Lengani and the mega hit of the channel Uyajola 99. However, the channel seemed to have taken the criticism to heart. This is as the latest show introduced to the channel seemed to have an uplifting element to its storytelling, like the recent popular show X Repo, which sees guests writing to the show to help them repossess their belongings from people that have taken them unlawfully. As such, it seemed that Moja Love is set to introduce yet another reality format show which has elements of being controversial but still has elements which are uplifting. Taking to social media recently, Moja Love shared the trailer of their upcoming reality format show titled Child Manyonyoba. The premise of the show is that two finding pedophiles who prey on teenage and underage girls to have sex with. Seemingly the show is to lure men who believe that they are meeting up with these underage women and show their faces and criminality on screen. Moja Love actually went to their Instagram and posted here a little trailer we're gonna play right now with a caption that says brand new show, #Umanyonyoba. The show exposes older men who prey on young girls. Guys, let's take a look at the trailer. Let's go.
Re tshwere mosebetsi ona o boima wa ho fumana bontate ba baholo ba iphile mosebetsi wa hore ba le bana ba banyane.
Okay, let's finish this.
Quick, let's go. What are you doing here with a child?
She's old enough to be my daughter.
You want to a child?
Yes, never.
Don't go to confirm with condoms. Listen to me.
Can I repent?
Manyonyoba, we are everywhere.
Yo. That was crazy. Yeah. That's the end of that trailer. But anyway, guys, I can't wait to watch this show. But anyway, with this user here on Twitter that says, this reminds me of a show that Chris Hansen hosted a couple of years ago. But a following user here replying and saying, it was stopped because some guy shot himself in the head when they caught him. I wish the same thing can happen here in SA. Woo! That's negative, but anyway, it's kind of the truth. I hate people who are pedophiles as well, but anyway. With our following user here that says, not this man presenting the show, please. I heard him swearing and saying fucking, and he's a priest or is a pastor or whatever. He's even wearing a collar. Look, guys, it's crazy. With our following user here replying says, my exact thoughts. Upon the reveal of the trailer, there were questions on whether a show of this manner was necessary. However, the conversation was short-lived as it was highlighted just how much of a scourge the subject of elderly men who groom and seek out underage girls, knowing that it is a crime. As such, a show like this will hopefully instill some sense of fear in the men who have the past easily gotten away with these shenanigans. You guys are in big trouble. This user here on Twitter again saying, Moja Love has a new show coming up exposing pedophiles, and this user here replied and says, yes, another example of how South Africa could be better, but Cyril Ramaphosa ulibele ukuthi nkebe mulomo no begicele. I don't know what that means, but anyway, how do TV shows and journalists have investigations that can get this far without police? That's the question I'm asking myself. Ex-repo, Sizoktola. Now, Manyonyoba. Hey guys, it's rough. Anyway, with our following user here that says, obviously they won't be arrested, but the fact that they will be exposed, I am happy. And with our following user here that it replies and says, our police keep failing us. I don't know about that, but I think that is the truth. Most people complain about the SAPS, but anyway. However, it seems that the biggest problem that some social media users seems to have had was with the actual name of the show. Manyonyoba is the Zulu isiZulu term which refers to someone who is sneaky, which is apt based on the premise of the show. But when saying it does not fall off the tongues as easily as some of Moja Love's other popular shows, which have gone to become flagship shows on their channel. What the shoes are here that says, just seen an ad on 157 for a show called Child Manyonyoba. Which means people are going to shit. But anyway, with our following user here, our following user says, Child Manyonyoba is a nasty name. Cool that they are exposing pedos, though I hope the cops are nearby. I hope so too. With our following user here that says, I will always support exposing disgusting pedophiles, but the show's name, Batung, Child Manyonyoba. I also asked myself the same thing. But anyway, guys, that's the end of that beautiful update. If you like and love what I do, please kindly smash on that like button and press on that share button. And if you're joining us for the first time, please smash on that subscribe button and press on the post notification bell to be notified on our next updates. And feel free to go down to the comment section down below and give us your take on what you think about Child Manyonyoba. Do you really think that name is necessary, or they just should have just said the pedo show? I think that will sound way better, but you know Moja Love's like giving us the Kasi flavor to everything. But whoever came up with that name, I could. Now, you know I once read it wrong and says Child Manyoba. I don't know if I'm the only one, but anyway, it's a funny name. It's really a funny name, but you guys will go down to the comment section down below. But anyway, let's move on to our second update. MacG labeled as a gatekeeper by Penwell. Not surprising, but anyway, this was all in an effort to support his friend Nota. The two guys that went on to Podcast and Chill, and they both got their fame from Podcast and Chill. Now they're spitting on the same guy that gave them the light. But anyway, MacG, or MacGyver MacG Mukwebo, is one of the leading podcasters in South Africa and arguably Africa as a whole. Back in 2022, his YouTube-based podcast and Chill was considered the fastest growing local channel by almost doubling its subscribers in the year alone. But however, it seems that there's the recent interview with musician and estranged ex-wife to Nota Baloyi Berita has landed him in trouble with the rest of his fellow podcasters. This is as MacG was friends with Nota before Nota started attacking Podcast and Chill's co-host So Penduka. That's when they said, fuck Nota! But anyway, thereafter, the entire podcast vowed never to talk or address anything Nota says about them on social media. However, the invitation for Berita to appear on the show resulted in Nota going back to Twitter to lambast and threaten the podcast. And this is what he actually wrote on his Twitter. MacG committed career suicide when he crossed me. Nobody gets away with crossing me. Says the authority Nota Baloyi. I assess this guy thinks he needs some Smarties nyana just for him to smile. But anyway, now it seems that Nota has gotten other podcasters to attempt to disparage more YouTubers to not watch Podcast and Chill. Come on, what the flip? Penwell the Black Pen is a YouTuber and podcaster who has his own podcast besides co-anchoring DJ Spoo's The Hustler's Corner. Moreover, Penwell is Nota's friend. If His latest utterances are anything to go by, given Nota's history of attacking females, and in addition to his triggering utterances on social media, you would believe that Penwell would be seeking help for Nota, but Penwell seems to think that Nota has a good heart. As such, he compared Nota to MacG by suggesting that Nota's good heart is unlike the one of MacG, who is labeled as a gatekeeper because MacG allegedly does not support up-and-coming podcasters and YouTubers via his channel. But this user here that went to Twitter and said, Nota has got an amazing heart. He says a lot of disruptive things, but he's a good heart. And he's trying to put kids on in other podcasts, something that people like MacG are not doing. And this is what actually Penwell said. Let's play. Let go.
I've spoken about it when Unota Baloy has attacked me as well. Unota's got an amazing heart. Says a lot of destructive things, but he's got a good heart and he's trying to do good things. And he's trying to put kids on in other podcasts. Something that people like MacGyver are not doing. MacGyver is not going around trying to ignite other kids' podcasts, unfortunately. He doesn't necessarily give them shoutouts. He doesn't have to. It's not a requirement. But you compare him to people like Nota to try and see who's got the selfish versus the selfless ambitions. And MacG, of course, has tried to keep Podcast and Chill pure, and he speaks his own mind. But we all know with great power comes great responsibility.
Anyway, this guy just sounds like he's just yabbing. And what this user again that actually posted another video here, and he said, this is what Penwell said. Lego.
Now I won't say this negative thing. I'll stop there.
Hope you say it before we end the conversation.
Okay, I'll say it. It is MacGyver's interest with Podcast and Chill to make sure that no other podcast makes it. So that everyone is forced to watch Podcast and Chill. And 500,000 views I get go to him. And 2 million views DJ Spoo gets goes to him. And let's say 5 million views that every other podcast in South Africa gets goes to him, to a point where Podcast and Chill becomes so big, it's forced to broadcast every day, all day. And if myself, DJ Spoo, Sizwe Mpofu, Nkululeko Nkeu, David Masha, if all of us want to have platforms, we have to ask him for a slot.
He actually held himself before saying all that nonsense, but anyway, I think that these people are just playing a game on YouTube. I don't know what's going on with them, but they're just playing a bunch of games and playing just a bunch of games, but I Penwell Mara, you're the same as Nota. This is the same Penwell that forgets that MacG did him a favor by visiting the DJ Spoo podcast and endorsed Hustler's Corner. Moreover, MacG was the first podcast to have Nota as a regular feature before his utterances leaned towards being violent and dangerous. The same MacG who has diversified his channel into a network to include other podcasters like The Queer Way of Life and Bougie with Bougie Bikwa on the Table podcast and Podcast and Ride and Popcorn and Cheese, which is a recent podcast. Even Penwell has been on Podcast and Chill. As such, it seems that chillers were affronted by Penwell's false tales on how MacG is a gatekeeper on YouTube. Kanjani, given that he too started on the platform with 0 to no support and grew his subscription organically. That's a lie. He didn't grow his Anyway, therefore, some chillers have a petition to boycott other podcasts in order to prove how much of a gatekeeper MacG could be if it decided to do so. MacG actually grew himself from 0 to something, guys. Like, MacG is not a gatekeeper for nothing. It's just that his podcast is big and he's good at what he's doing. Come on, he inspired a lot of people. He's inspired David Mashabela. He inspired DJ Spoo. He even inspired Penwell himself. Come on, guys. Come on. With this user here that says MacG put Penwell, DJ Spoo, and Nota on What more do you want from MacG? A new nota and panel from Podcast and Chill with MacG. If you are failing to raise the numbers, keep it to yourself. Leave MacG alone. I totally agree with that one. When our following user says DJ Fresh said he went to MacG for advice. Oskido went to MacG for advice. A lot of people went to Mac for the advice. Maybe the issue here is Mac doesn't ask. So Uguti, guess who came and asked for a podcast advice? So hi, MacG is putting a lot of people on, guys. With our following user says, walk me through your logic, God Penmo Brew. MacG started his own thing from nothing, gave platform a lot of people, changed people's lives, gave you a platform, visited all y'all's platform, and gave you guys highest numbers. Is there anything wrong with MacG building his platform? Hey, I remember when you went to the Hustlers Corner. Hustlers Corner went up to 100,000 subscribers in just a few days. Come on. MacG is powerful, bruh. Like, you can't do anything to that dude. But anyway, what the following user says, envy and jealousy. That's all I could deduce from all these nonsense. That's the truth. What our following user says, chillers, I think it's time to unsubscribe on these other podcasts and show them who we are. These people are slowly showing their hate for MacG. Unsubscribe and never watch those podcasts. Hands off MacG. What our following user that says, I like and respect you, but this is weak and pathetic coming from you, don't you think y'all are riding on the path which he paved? Don't y'all go on Podcast and Chill with MacG to elevate viewership on your own podcast? That's the same thing I said on the beginning of this update, guys. And with our following user, which is our last user, that says, Selby, repeat this again. This time very slow. Alright guys, that's the end of that beautiful update. If you like and love what I do, please kindly smash on that like button, and if you're joining us for the first time, please smash on that subscribe button and press on the post notification bell to be notified on our next update. And feel free to go down to the comment section down below and tell me what you think. Is Penwell really right about what he's saying about MacG being a gatekeeper, or is he just jealous of the numbers that MacG is about to reach 1 million subscribers? I think that this guy is just jealous and envy. They're trying to put him down, but he's the same guy that helped him, because Penwell didn't have a podcast in the beginning, and all of a sudden that dude has a podcast, and now he's getting a bit of numbers. Now say but I don't know what's going on with people like black people. When someone is up, you wanna bring them down. What's wrong with this disease, man? Hey, anyway guys, you guys will go down to the comment section and you tell me what you think. Is it really good for someone to hate on another black person just because they interviewed someone's ex-wife? Come on. And Penwell, you guy, I'm fired to you are a hypocrite. You went to the show, you got your numbers, now you're hating on MacG. But anyway guys, let's move on to our last update. Sweeps weigh in following Dr. Nandipha and Thabo Bester's arrival in SA. I was so happy to see them, but there's something here that's just off about that arrest or their arrival there at the border gate. But anyway guys, after waiting with red eyes, the public have gotten to see the exclusive videos of the two fugitives arriving. After much speculations and Mzansi's public waiting, finally Dr. Nandipha and convicted Facebook rapist and murderer Thabo Bester Umtanaga, my friend, have arrived in the country following their arrest last week Friday in Tanzania after Dr. Nandipha and Thabo Bester fled the country for almost 2 weeks. The couple has finally landed in South Africa this past morning. Bunny and Clyde, matota. Anyway, Dr. Nandipha and Thabo Bester landed at Lanseria accompanied by heavily armed South African Police Services SAPS personnel. Dr. Nandipha was dressed in grey and white sweatpants, white techies, green military jacket with a hoodie covering her face as well as a face mask for a full disguise. She was then immediately rushed by other female police officers into what looked like a white Hyundai H1 and could not even answer one question that the journalist put to her regarding her escape. with this user here that wrote, breaking, watch, Dr. Nandipha walks out of one car into another under heavy police guard. The aircraft carrying her and Thabo Bester landed at the Lanseria airport at 4 a.m. in the morning. Let's just watch that. Let go!
Dr. Moja, do you have anything to say? Dr. Moja, do you have anything to say? Dr. Nandipha, why did you leave?
Woo! Hey, that looks crazy, but anyway. Meanwhile, convicted Facebook rapist and murderer and criminal mastermind Thabo Bester was transported in a separate heavily guarded police van to ensure that he does not escape before the law enforcement's eyes. Cause abamthembi lo guy, he might do his magic again. What this user again posted and said, breaking, watch, I will be live on Morning Live SABC at 6 a.m. with all the latest Facebook rapist Thabo Bester being driven out of a police nyala after the plane he and Dr. Nandipha were traveling landed at the Lanseria airport. Let's watch that. Let go.
Mr. Bester, do you have anything to say? Mr. Bester, do you have anything to say? I see you there. Mr. Bester, do you have anything to say? I see you.
Yeah, it's heavy. Scores of tweets have since weighed in on the arrival of the two fugitives after waiting for a long minute with bated breaths. If evidently there were also doubts that they will ever set foot in the country, considering the previous reports that suggested that their deportation may take a little longer while waiting the Tanzanian government to finalize their release. But guess what? They are here with this user here that says, such a sad moment at Lanseria as the couple is parted. As saddest part about all of this being that Bonnie and Clyde might never see each other again, and that all they wanted was to be with each other, no matter the crimes committed. Woo! Yeah, it's crazy. I think they're praying, but anyway. But our following user says Dr. Nandipha did not have anything to say when asked by Griselda Lewis moments after landing at the Lanseria airport from Tanzania this morning. Hey guys, that's the end of that update. If you like and love what I do, please kindly smash on that like button and press on that share button. And if you're joining us for the first time, please smash on that subscribe button and press on the post notification bell to be notified on our next updates. And feel free to go down to the comment section down below and give us your take on what you think about them arriving in SA. Guys, I've been waiting for this moment. As soon as Babati, they caught them at Tanzania, I was like, oh my goodness, at least this is not just a story, this thing is reality. But now, something is about to happen here. Like, a lot of people are going to be implicated in the escape, and there's a lot going on. Recently, I updated a story saying that the father was taken in for questioning, and later on, the father was taken into court. Apparently, he's charged with murder and all these other weird things that they've been doing. I think that their family is a family of psychopaths and criminals. But anyway, guys, you go down to the comment section down below and give me your take on what you think. Are you happy that they are caught? And does this deserve a Netflix series? Guys, this is a movie. But anyway, guys, without wasting any more of your time, I'd like you to like, share, and tell your friends that we are here. And without wasting any more of your time again, I'd like to say goodbye. See you some other time.